Sister Wives Robyn scowls as Breanna gives Kody an eyeful. Sister Wives has shown that Robyn Brown entered the Brown family with her 3 young children, Dayton, Aurora, and Breanna. In later years, Kody legally divorced Mary to adopt Robyn's kids. But in an episode, fans catch that Robyn scowls at her daughter, Breanna Brown, as she gives Kody Brown an eyeful. Something seems a little strange. In the latest episode of Sister Wives, Robyn Brown discusses how Aurora and Breanna Brown came to her to discuss finding a church. Kody was fine with the girls finding a cute guy at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. However, Robyn immediately says she isn't okay with it. Furthermore, Robyn made it sound like it was hard for Aurora and Breanna to talk with Kody about things like church since he can be intense. In a confessional, Breanna giggles and says he's intimidating. I don't think he realizes it though. However, some fans think Robyn may have a spark of jealousy when it comes to her daughters and their relationship with Kody. Likewise, their interactions give some fans the creeps. Robyn scowls as Breanna gives Kody an eyeful. On Reddit, Sister Wives fans discuss how Robyn Brown scowls at Breanna Brown as she gives Kody an eyeful. First, a user says, Robyn tells Breanna to stop shaking/dancing video. Shows how manipulative Robyn is. Then, they explain, Robyn really is the manipulative one behind Kody. She low-key does not want her kids to be scared away by him trying to impose these strict and unreasonable rules on them, so she tries to make up these white lies and changes to get him on board with things. Breanna made a dance team in school where apparently there was some booty dancing that Kody was uncomfortable with and didn't want her doing, to preserve her modesty and purity. Maybe he's jealous to have other people see her dancing that way, and maybe he is really just a creep, or he doesn't want her giving the family a bad name. Then the Redditor continues, he was always so quick to oust one kid for not following his rules. So Robyn assures him several times that it was a little risque, since the older sister ratted her out, but that it was still competitive dance and that if it got crazy she would pull her out. So crazy she made her stop dancing was either trying to not have Kody see so she could be like oath that didn't happen or didn't want the cameras to see and judge, and maybe she just was jealous Kody kept looking, who knows. But I feel so sorry for those girls that they come home from school and can't even feel comfortable in their own home because Kody the tyrant and Robyn the manipulator are ready to analyze every single thing they do. Other fans gave their thoughts. Breanna Brown shows her excitement for making the dance team and begins to demonstrate for Aurora, Dayton, Solomon, and Kody, but Robyn freaks out. Whether it was blowing the front Robyn was presenting or making her jealous, she immediately instructed her to stop. Sister Wives Robyn Brown runs the conversation. Whether Sister Wives star, Robyn Brown was manipulating the conversation to convince Kody or to deter her daughter from inappropriate behavior, she was quick to cut it off. Kody says he was protecting her from peer pressure. Sister Wives hints at more. Although Sister Wives doesn't directly say it, the show edits seem to point at Robyn Brown wanting to deter any flirty behavior between Kody and her daughters. The sun peeped through the blinds in the Flagstaff home Robyn shared with Kody, casting long shadows across the kitchen. Robyn stood by the counter, her hands resting on the granite surface as she stared at her reflection in the window. Her scowl deepened. The day had barely begun, and already a storm brewed inside her. "Mom, have you seen my notebook?" Breanna called out, her voice carrying down the hallway. She appeared moments later, her long, dark hair cascading over her shoulders. In her fitted jeans and a bright yellow top, she looked radiant, exuding the confidence of a young woman on the cusp of adulthood. "Check the living room," Robyn replied curtly, her eyes narrowing as she noticed the bounce in Breanna's step. There was something unsettling about the way Kody had been interacting with Breanna lately. Robyn couldn't quite put her finger on it, but it gnawed at her. Breanna dashed to the living room, where Kody sat on the couch, flipping through a book about leadership principles. His mane of curls was perfectly tousled, and he wore one of his signature button-down shirts, sleeves rolled up to his elbows. He looked up as Breanna entered, a broad smile spreading across his face. "Morning, Bree," he said warmly, his tone dripping with an enthusiasm that Robyn hadn't heard directed at her in weeks. "Morning, Dad," Breanna replied, flashing him a dazzling smile. She rummaged through the stack of books and papers on the coffee table, her movements deliberate, as if she knew she had Kody's full attention. From her vantage point in the kitchen, Robyn's scowl deepened. She watched as Kody leaned forward, his eyes following Breanna's every move. A pang of jealousy shot through her, sharp and bitter. It wasn't just the way Kody looked at Breanna. It was the way Breanna seemed to bask in his gaze, almost reveling in the attention. "Found it!" Breanna exclaimed, holding up her notebook triumphantly. She plopped down on the couch beside Kody, close enough that their knees nearly touched. Kody chuckled, a sound that grated on Robyn's nerves. "What's got you so busy today?" he asked, his voice full of genuine curiosity. "Just school stuff," Breanna replied, flipping open her notebook. "But I'm also working on a presentation for my marketing class. Wanna see?" "Of course," Kody said eagerly, scooting closer. "Show me what you've got." Robyn couldn't take it anymore. She marched into the living room, her footsteps heavy against the hardwood floor. "Breanna, shouldn't you be heading out soon?" she asked pointedly, crossing her arms over her chest. Breanna looked up, startled by her mother's tone. "I've got a little time," she said hesitantly. "Well, don't forget your breakfast," Robyn said, her words laced with a subtle warning. She shot a quick glance at Kody, who seemed oblivious to her irritation. "I'll grab something on the way out," Breanna replied, brushing off her mother's concern. She turned her attention back to Kody, who was now engrossed in her presentation notes. Robyn's chest tightened. Cody's laughter echoed through the room as Breanna explained her project with animated gestures. Robyn felt like an outsider in her own home, an intruder in a moment she didn't quite understand but couldn't ignore. She forced a smile, though it didn't reach her eyes. "Kody, can I talk to you for a moment?" she said, her voice strained. Kody looked up, his brow furrowing slightly. "Sure," he said, rising from the couch. "What's up?" Robyn led him into the kitchen, away from Breanna's earshot. She took a deep breath, trying to steady her emotions. "Do you think you've been spending a little too much time focused on Breanna lately?" she asked, her words cautious but firm. Kody blinked, clearly caught off guard. "What are you talking about?" "I'm just saying," Robyn continued, choosing her words carefully. "It seems like you've been giving her a lot of attention lately. Maybe too much." Cody's face darkened. "She's my daughter, Robyn. Am I not supposed to be involved in her life?" "Of course you are," Robyn said quickly. "But there's a line, Kody, and I'm starting to feel like it's being crossed." Kody threw up his hands in frustration. "This is ridiculous," he said. "I'm just trying to be a good father. Why are you making it into something it's not?" Robyn opened her mouth to respond, but the words caught in her throat. She knew she couldn't explain the unease that had settled in her chest. It wasn't just about Breanna. It was about the cracks in her relationship with Kody that seemed to widen with each passing day. Meanwhile, back in the living room, Breanna packed up her things, blissfully unaware of the tension brewing in the kitchen. She glanced toward the hallway where her parents had disappeared inside. She loved her mom, but sometimes Robyn's protectiveness felt suffocating. Breanna slung her backpack over her shoulder and headed toward the front door. As she stepped outside, she took a deep breath, letting the crisp morning air fill her lungs. She was determined not to let her mother's mood ruin her day. Inside, Kody and Robyn stood in silence, the weight of unspoken words hanging between them. Finally, Kody shook his head and walked away, leaving Robyn alone in the kitchen. She leaned against the counter, her scowl returning as she stared out the window. For Robyn, the morning's events were just another reminder of how complicated their lives had become. She couldn't shake the feeling that something was slipping through her fingers, something she might never get back.